Hey, what's going on, everybody? It is Greg Luther here, obviously. Happy to have you on board with us here today. I've got some awesome information for you today about why you need to have an assistant as a real estate agent. Let me tell you, it's not for the reason you might think. We're actually going to be doing a deep dive on this as well as some advertising to get your revenue up here very soon. You can get some info on that at luthercall.com if you'd like to check that out. Again, luthercall.com. We'll talk about that in a little bit. But our topic for the day today is why you need an assistant, and it's probably not the reason that you initially thought. As a matter of fact, you may not have much business going on right now, and you might be thinking, well, wait a minute, why would I need an assistant if I don't have any closings I'm working on? Well, you're probably looking at that person as a closing coordinator, and of course, if there's no deals in contract, you don't really need any help with it. However, here's what I've found. If you don't know me, I've coached over 30,000 real estate agents, have owned 9 real estate offices all over the country, and have been very, very successful. And here's why that's important to you, because I know what goes on in the mindset of so many real estate agents. And, you know, let's face it, I mean, if I'm to be candid with you a little bit here, you're probably not a good employee of your real estate business. And let me tell you what I mean by that. So, you know, a lot of agents are their own worst enemy. They don't do the things they're supposed to. The top 2 things we all face all the time is distraction and procrastination. And I'm sure you've been there before, dealing with distractions every single day, and then the procrastination of what we should be doing, but we got all this other busy work that just kind of gobbles up all of our time, right? So the truth is, and again, to be kind of candid with you, if you worked for yourself, you'd fire your ass today, right? Like if you would never allow this from other employees, late to work, sleeping in. Let me just run down the street and run this appointment real quick. I'm just going to go to the grocery real quick. Let me go let the dog out. All of the stuff that we allow to get in our way, you're probably your own worst enemy as a real estate agent. And I think the first step is admitting, hey, that's probably you've nailed me. That's exactly who I am. I let these things get in the way for myself. So what I found is you don't need an assistant to help you out with transaction processing, or you just got so many buyers or sellers or whatever. You know why most agents need an assistant? Because you're a hell of a lot better as a real estate agent when other people depend on you. Let me tell you what I mean. Let's say you don't have a lot of business going on right now. So let's say that you're doing 1 or 2 deals a month, maybe not even that. Why in the world would you hire on an unlicensed assistant? Well, here's why. Because you're not going to give your money away. So tomorrow, when they start, you have an extreme job description for them because you're going to make a lot of money off of these people. So here's the marketing campaign, and here's all of the agenda and all of the things that are going on that you need to be focused on, making sure that that assistant is doing. So they're getting the ads out, the newsletters are going out to your past clients, you're running some ads on Facebook, he's posting stuff on Craigslist, he or she is gathering the for sale by owners in the area and the expireds in the area, and we're launching a campaign to them. All of a sudden, you've got a lot of work going on, because the fact is, if I show you how to do that, it's never going to get done. Right? We're rainmakers. We're not somebody that's going to sit there and address envelopes all day. We'll do it for a little while, but here's the problem. If you do that, it actually works, which means now you've got 3 new clients and you're working with those clients. Well, first thing that disappears, you don't do the marketing consistently because we're out here doing the job, right? So there's 2 different divisions to your real estate business, and I want to make sure you get this. There's marketing and there's sales. That's 2 completely separate businesses. And the problem is, if you do those things, if you actually do marketing, well, it works. And then you get a couple of clients. Well, now you're so busy processing those deals and home inspections and calling the title company and what about the appraisal? All of that stuff, you forget to keep the marketing going. And what happens is that's that roller coaster of income that we always experience. So I talk a lot about these ads. Actually, I've got a training coming up. If you go to luthercall.com, my team will probably post it in here, or if you're watching this, if you can post it in the comments. I don't want to do it while I'm on my cell phone here. But if you can just type in luthercall.com, or you can go there yourself, Register for that call. It's totally free, and I'm going to show you, here's the ads you run that actually generate the type of revenue that you're looking for. So, I want you to really think about, how am I going to separate my business into two separate categories? You don't need a licensed assistant. You don't need a buyer's agent. That's not what you need. What you need is you've got to be willing to separate your business into marketing and sales. And you're probably good at sales, right? You might be good at marketing too, but you have to do the sales side. So if you're good at sales, you have to delegate that marketing side, which does not require a licensed agent. It requires somebody $10, $12, $15 an hour, whatever that is. It doesn't require much, but here's the thing. If you have them start, and they start tomorrow morning, and you have a bullet point list of the 17 things they're going to do for you, you can look at those 17 things and say, man, I should make 6 times what I'm paying this assistant, 10 times what I'm paying this assistant. It would actually cost me money not to have them in place. Well, does that really make sense if we're not making a lot of money as a real estate agent now? Yes, it does. You know why? Because you'll actually show up to work on time. You'll do the things you're supposed to do. You'll stay focused. You're not going to deal with the distractions and the procrastination and all the stuff that we as real estate agents deal with. You're not going to do that because now you're running a real business. You're not a solopreneur. You're an entrepreneur. Does that make sense? So when you hire an assistant on, it's not because you already have so much business that you just can't handle it. No, that's never going to happen for you because you're always either dealing with marketing or you're dealing with sales. And if you're doing one, the other one's getting away. Does that make sense? So I want you to really think about, how in the world can I hire somebody on knowing full well that I'll get 8 times, 10 times their revenue. I'll be talking about the ad spend. I'm actually getting everything ready. I do it old school way here, paper and pen. I'm looking up all of the ads and the ad cost and what we're doing for conversion and that type of thing. Not only for me, but for literally thousands of agents all over the country. I'm going to be showing those numbers on luthercall.com. I'd rather not type it in here. If you can, do me a favor and type that in the comments. One of you here. Looks like we've got a few people watching. I don't think it's been typed in yet, but if somebody can do that for me, that'd be a great help. That way somebody can just click it, or you can just be proactive and go to your computer and type in luthercall.com and reserve your spot for that. But again, the point being, you want to make sure that you have a lead generation mindset and, most importantly, an income mindset. I've pointed out 1,000 times before, you do not have a problem with expenses. You have a problem with income. Can we agree on that? Like you have no problem with expenses whatsoever. One more closing a month would probably make all the difference in the world for you. So I want you to really get focused in on, is that the method that I want to start using? Is that where I want to go with my real estate business? Because again, I'm telling you, and I've talked to thousands of agents. I actually have a call that I'm going to be doing with a few other agents here very shortly. And every single time, they're in their own way. They don't show up the way they should because they're a solopreneur. Like at 11 o'clock, if I were to walk into their house at 11 a.m., they're still in pajamas. They're not ready. They're not doing the things that they're supposed to be doing. And they have accomplished nothing today. I mean, you look like we're on a live call right looking for my phone. I'm talking to my phone. We're on a live call right now. Today is the 28th. It is 3:21 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And for a lot of agents, as of right now, they've done nothing profitable for their real estate business. Oh, they've checked their email. They've handled a couple of things, but they've done nothing profitable for their real estate business. Let me tell you, you hire somebody on at $10 an hour, $12 an hour, whatever the fee is, you're going to have an agenda for those. They're not going to sit around here all day messing around on their damn computer. They're going to have an agenda, and they're going to be making you money, and you better have your appointment schedule full. They better be getting you appointments, or they're not going to have their job for long, right? They have to be productive. So you want to make sure that you hold yourself accountable by having other people involved in your real estate business. It's impossible to do it by yourself. I know myself. I know how I am. If I don't have somebody with me every day, I've tried the mobile thing and having people in other locations and all that. No, I got to be up. I got to be dressed. This is not what I would be wearing if I didn't have people that worked with me, right? Which means I'm not going to perform the way I'm supposed to. So start thinking along those lines, and I think you'll find that, let's just fictitiously say maybe I'll hire on an assistant. Let me write down a job description just to see what it would look like. No guarantees here, but let me just write down a job description and see if I hired somebody on. Could I feel confident that I would get 10 times the money I earned them? Meaning, I'm paying them $10 an hour, they got to be making me $80 an hour or $100 an hour from the effort that they would put forth, where my marketing actually goes out and it actually gets converted, and we actually call those people and email those people and do everything we need to do to get them converted. So start writing down those bullet points. I think you'll find that you'd be a lot more profitable. I've got this call coming up, luthercall.com. Again, you should go there to register if you haven't yet. And I'm going to show that right now we've got a lead source that's averaging $4.85 per lead. That's as of this morning, $4.85 per lead. You got $5? Here's a buyer. I'm going to be showing that to everyone, and I want you to be on that call. So you can go to luthercall.com and reserve your spot for that. And I'll show you how all that works. But here's the key. What's the point of generating leads if you're not going to convert them? What's the point of having 50 leads come in and they never turn into any money and we don't follow up appropriately? We make a call out of a random and sporadic act of desperation, and we're like, oh, none of these people will answer the phone. I tried 10 and none of them will answer the phone. Well, you don't have a system in place. So I think you'll find that if you start looking along those lines, you will operate in a much bigger fashion. I'll tell you a quick story. I had a real estate agent whom I've worked with for about 3 years. In the first year, she didn't do much in her business. She was a solopreneur, doing it all by herself. She handled everything. If she took a listing, she's the one that took the sign out there. She's the one that took the pictures and loaded it in the MLS. All that $10 an hour stuff that she was doing it all on her own. And she just could not get past that typical, this is where I'm at. I just can't get any momentum here. I know I should run ads, but I don't have time to run ads. I finally convinced her, get somebody to do this stuff for you. You're not going to do it. We know each other. You're not going to do it consistently. So what we need to do, of course my phone's ringing while I'm talking to you guys. So what we need to do is get someone on that their job depends on this marketing must go out every single day or you're fired tomorrow. It depends on that. Now, all of a sudden it's being done. Your agenda is full. You've got all the things that you need to do. So I know those of you that have been tuning in, hi Dennis, appreciate you joining us here. I saw you made a comment here. Thanks for taking your time to meet with us here. And again, this is what it takes to get your real estate business going the right way. I know it's scary. Right? Any change is scary. It's easier to just sit here and see what's on Judge Judy today, right? Not do the things we're supposed to be doing. Go watch Storage Wars or whatever we're watching here. But look, you've got to get serious about your business. And the truth is, if you worked for yourself, you'd fire your ass today for the things you allow yourself to get away with. I think you'll find if somebody shows up at your office or at your house at 9 o'clock every day and we have an agenda of what we need to do and we work off of that agenda every day and that's the one thing that really matters to us, I think you'll find you'll be a heck of a lot more profitable. So with that in mind, I want you to do exactly what Jennifer did. I was telling you about the real estate agent. I started to tell you that story of the change that made for her. She went from an average of 1 or 2 deals a month to an average of 5 closings a month. Who cares if she's paying $400 a week? She's getting 5 closings a month instead of 2. Some months she only had 1. So go big or go home is how it generally works in real estate. But a lot of times we got to find a workaround to ensure that we don't get in our own way. We are our own worst enemy. So hopefully that's been helpful for you. I want you to go to luthercall.com. Check it out. I'm going to be doing a call here. You'll see the date and time and all that stuff. Again, it's totally free. And I think it'll help you out tremendously. I'll be showing the actual ads that are generating these closings. So maybe it's time to get yourself an assistant. Don't commit to it yet. Get a little piece of paper and a pen. Write down some examples of I could have them do this. I could have them do this. I could get this marketing out. Let's see how well that looks, if it looks good, if it looks profitable before you make any decisions from there. Thanks so much for joining us. I'm Greg Luther. You can find us at luthercall.com. I look forward to working with you. Go make some money this week. We'll talk to you soon. Bye-bye for now.